Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and I just again wanted to say that I appreciate all the opinions and all the different kinds of viewpoints you guys have been able to give me in the comments. I really appreciate it, whether you agree or disagree. I really enjoy conversating with you guys about the state of the game and how I feel about the game right now. Again, these are just my opinions, so it is totally okay to agree or disagree. It really does not bother me. In fact, I'd rather you just state your opinion in the comments. I really do appreciate it. But I want to get into another controversial topic about the game right now, and it's all over the forums, it's all over the Classic WoW community, and it's just this giant question about, is parsing killing Classic WoW? And now, before we really dip into it, people need to understand that there's really two sides to this. There's the classic players, or the casual players, the dad gamers, whatever you want to jumble them up into one ball, and these are the people that quote unquote think Classic should just be Classic, and what matters most is having fun and being able to do the raid without really any sort of roadblocks such as Gearscore requirements, Parsers, achievements, link your achievements, things like that. But on the other hand, you have players who are really looking to perform to the best of their ability, or better known as parse. They're looking to do whatever it takes to clear the content efficiently as possible, as well as mid-max things that your casual player just really doesn't think about doing or just doesn't want to do, which is totally fine. And these people do that to achieve a higher standard, the mid-maxers. Now, what I need people to understand is that there's positive sides to each side of this thinking. However, what really isn't the parses aren't killing Classic. That's not the problem. The sweat lords, the casual players, there's no really player base to blame here, or the people who play this certain style. What really is killing the game, or really turning people off to coming back and playing, is the people who are just telling other people how to play the game that fits their interests and only really their interests. Now, I'm going to kind of dip into both sides, and the laid back, more casual players do have some merit, because there's quickly gaining this constant loop of where people don't have high enough gear score. They're leveling alts. Wrath is really the expansion to get into alts and kind of dive into being more a diverse player for certain specs and classes. And there's just this constant loop of people not having high enough gear score, and they can't get invited to raids because people are hosting alt raids, but they still have requirements on gear score. They're even checking like alt parses, things like that. And some people just want to log on and raid, and they don't have to worry. They don't want to worry about certain jumps and loops they have to go through just to play. And I get it to an extent, especially if you don't have much time to play. But it's your job to find other people that have the same time frame as you for raids, or just think the same way as you, because you'll enjoy the game way much better, or just way more, when you're with people that have the same mindset as you, or the same goals. And you guys have watched my stream for a while, or have watched me play the game for a long time, since Classic WoW. And I host pugs pretty frequently, and I have to admit, I do look at parses and I look at gear scores. Do I hold like certain bar requirements? No, but I definitely dip into people's logs. I see, if they've done some of the hard modes. I've seen how many attempts they've had on some of these bosses. Why did they parse a 25? Why did they parse a 65? And then why did the next week did they parse to 95? I look at things like that, and you have to. Because if you don't, if you just throw stuff at the wall and hope it clears, you're going to be disappointed, and you're just not going to want to play the game. You're going to have a bad time. And what I do is I look at parses, I look at gear score, because how I enjoy the game is not necessarily sweating, but I want to build a community, or a pug system where people can come and clear the content efficiently and have no sort of attachment to me. They can just come and play, and I help them get the gear, and I help get myself the gear, and we have a good time. That's what how I enjoy to play the game. And the only way I can do that is by setting thresholds and trying to get the content cleared as not exactly as quickly as possible. I have hosted pug speedruns, which you can check. I'll post some videos or some links for that. But I want to get through the content without bumps, bruises, scars, blood, and things of that nature. I just want to be able to go and play the game how I want to play the game. Now, I need to be clear that it's totally not, or it is totally acceptable to not invite someone to the raid who is parsing 25s when you're looking to clear stuff. While parsing doesn't really mean everything, and it's not really a personal score, it's more of an overall raid score to an extent, it does give you a good indicator if the player knows what they're doing. And I consider people between that parse, like, this is just a personal opinion, but there really isn't that much difference between someone parsing an 85 and 100. There's a lot of variables and mediums in there that people find to min-max in order to hit that 100, that hit that 95. Now, on the flip side, for the parsers, there's really nothing wrong with wanting to be an elite guild or topping meters or being the first best rogue on the server or the second best, but you need to be able to find a group of like-minded people who want the same thing for you and the same thing, the same bigger goals. Because if you don't find that and you force those expectations on people who don't feel the same, you're just going to have an overall bad time and you're just going to look at the game sour. And that's why this medium gray area of between, you have the parsers and things like that. Of Fell Soldier just walked by me. You have the parsers, and then you have the classic players. There's that medium of players that just are really having a bad time because they're just meeting both of these sides, and it's just a constant war. And I feel like everyone has had some sort of raid experience where a guy just rage quits the raid because something doesn't go his way, or you have a wipe and you have that the usual guy in Discord. Well, on my main server we do this, and then things just get frustrated because while parsing culture hasn't killed the game, I would say people that hold extremely high expectations of people that they've never played with before is what really is killing the game, and then they're the ones that get mad about it. Now overall, this is just a game, and people are here to play how they want to play. And what I think is really potentially killing the game is just people that are forcing expectations of how they want the game to be played on other people. They're living past dreams of playing private servers in this game, and the way the game is now in 2023 is way different. And I feel like I shouldn't have to explain that, but people have this expectation of living their dreams of how they used to play WoW, and that's just not how it goes anymore. So I just wanted to give you guys a couple just my opinion on how I felt about parsing culture and how it's not really killing WoW right now. It's just the people that are forcing expectations on people and telling other people how to play the game, how they play it.